Welcome to Read Radio, the official podcast of Fraser Valley Regional Library.
Hi there, my name is Chris. Today I'm going to tell you about a series my colleague Candra really liked. Now Candra is not a sci-fi reader, but she picked up the Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells and really got into it. Here's what she enjoyed about the experience. Typically, the genres Candra gravitates to include dystopian literature, magical realism, indigenous voices, historic, and gothic fiction. But she wanted to try reading outside her regular genre choices, so she started looking at science fiction and fantasy, only to discover there are a lot of subgenres within this realm, several of which she finds intimidating. Space opera and high fantasy come to mind, due to the massive cast of characters, complicated world building, and extensive timelines. If she needs a map and a specialized dictionary to follow the story, or a degree in physics, Candra says she typically feels overwhelmed. Nevertheless, she was determined to try science fiction despite her apprehension. The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells was a good gateway to sci-fi for her, as the books are a series of mostly novellas, generally under 200 pages, and follow a single protagonist throughout. Candra was not disappointed. Not only are these books quick to read, they are extremely engaging, with vivid descriptions, well-paced action, and a slightly misanthropic, yet compassionate, dark humor. Set in a space-faring colonial future, this science fiction adventure series follows a newly sentient cyborg from servitude to freedom, eventually. Originally designed to be a neutral security entity, or SEC unit, for whom death and destruction are a part of an average day's work, the self-named Murderbot has secretly hacked its own program. Now self-aware and struggling with consciousness, it must keep hidden. Murderbot is torn between its apathetic desire to be left alone to consume soap operas and its emerging moral compulsion to help humans and fight injustice. Written in the first-person perspective yields an interesting and often hilarious perspective into Murderbot's thought processes as it balances its ability to execute its expected programming against its newly evolving and often confusing personal values. This series was so fun, Candra continued to read within the sci-fi genre. Yay! You do not need to read these novellas in order, but she highly recommends doing so, especially in preparation for the full-length novel, Network Effect. FVRL carries copies of all the books in this series. They are also available through the Libby app in ebook and audiobook formats. The series is ongoing, and Candra is definitely keeping her eyes open for more Murderbot adventures. And now it's on my list too!
Thanks for listening to our show. Remember, the library is always open. Check out the digital content tab on our website to access ebooks, audiobooks, online learning, streaming video, and some fun stuff for kids. Find all this and more at FVRL.ca.